All right, everybody, welcome into the WILLY podcast. This is John Arrivo. I'm here with Jacob Bunyard. Let's chat a little bit today about our diets, what we're consuming, how we feel. We're obviously both kind of tired because we're working a lot, and we're very busy. We have families, we have full-time jobs, the whole thing. So,
absolutely.
At the moment, how do you think that you're feeling with your current diet? Give us a very brief synopsis of what that diet looks like and what do you think can improve?
Ooh, that's a funny one because my diet, it's generally the same, which is like lots of living things.
Okay.
So lots of greens, pretty much any kind of fruit and vegetable.
Okay.
Obviously, there are certain restrictions when it comes to what living things get put together. But in general, as a general rule in my house, if it's alive, it's going to help you thrive.
Okay.
So we're not vegetarian, we're not vegan, we're nothing like that. But primarily what we put inside of us is going to be alive.
You guys are probably in the top tier of quality of diet. Wouldn't you say? You're etching up towards not necessarily like the most expensive diet in the world. Sure. But you guys are looking for high quality diet.
Right.
Correct?
So, I mean, the word diet, I can't even say like I'm on a diet.
No.
Because that's not at all what it is. It's just like, okay, I eat this, it makes me feel good. I eat that, it makes me feel bad. Or it makes me feel less good. So I obviously just am drawn to things that when I eat them, I feel better. And if that's a diet, then, sure. But all that means is, okay, some days I'm going to eat meat or I'm going to eat something that is going to be like more sustaining because of what I'm doing that day. And then other days, I'm not going to eat anything like that at all. I'm just going to eat salads, or I'm going to drink a smoothie, or I'm going to drink a fresh pressed juice, something like that. And I'm going to stay completely away from anything that's been processed at all. No breads, no complex carbohydrates, no starches. And that's the majority of how we live our life. Is just when we consume this, we feel better.
You're seeking out just fresh things, though, mainly.
Correct.
Only fresh things, which I totally agree with. And when I say diet, I don't want to say like, oh, we're trying to cut this out, we're trying to keep this in, we're trying to manage this way. I'm just saying we all have our general, well, that's what I'm calling it, is a diet. We all have our general things that we consume.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
And every single person is different.
For sure.
Some people only eat fast food.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yep.
That's their diet.
Totally.
All right? They're on the go.
Right.
They need to go to the drive-thru. Those are the people that I would love to start chatting with. To be quite honest with you,
For sure.
Because just a couple tweaks, and I guarantee you they will start feeling better. And also, that's not to say that they feel bad necessarily from eating fast food. Every single person that I'm finding out, no matter whether the food's bad or the food is good, every single person is affected differently by the things that they consume.
Absolutely.
Some people can live till 100 years old smoking cigarettes.
Yep.
Explain that one.
It just comes down to your genetics.
Right, exactly. So what I think that we're trying to get at is, all right, I have a pretty interesting diet. I own a health food company at this point. And that's not to say that I'm only consuming raw juice and smoothies, and I don't go home and something's not been made for me, like rice, beans, plantains, something that's been fried on the in oil, some oils and things like that, right? But I think in general, what I'm looking for my generalized diet or the generalized things that I'm consuming, personally, I'm trying to keep things as simple, dead on simple as possible. That's where I'm finding my stomach, and then the clarity in my mind, my sleep, all those things become better if I just choose to simplify what goes in. And what I used to do was just go balls to the wall, anything goes.
Right.
Okay.
And I was there too at one point in my life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Booze.
Yep.
Food. Whatever. Fried food.
Yep.
Grilled foods. Things that were healthy, things that weren't healthy. But I've always been a pretty healthy eating person. But at the same time, I'll go out and I'll, really go for it, like onion rings or things like that.
Yeah.
What I was finding was this. What I ultimately came to the conclusion about was, it was like, if it was chaos coming down, like it was just like a free-for-all. Like just chaos. Anything goes.
Right.
It was chaos in my stomach, and then it's chaos here too.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
It starts for me to make so much sense now, because I've been able to change things to the way that I currently do it.
Yeah.
So that was what was the second question that I asked? It was, how do you, I guess also just like currently, how do you feel right now? How do you think you feel right now?
I mean, at this moment, I feel pretty good.
Good.
I feel really well. It has to do with my diet. It has to do with the simple things that we do throughout the day. If I have time, I'm going to squeeze in 10 minutes of breath work, and that's going to revitalize me. It's going to balance my pH. It's going to oxygenate my blood. It's going to send oxygen to my brain. It's going to give me energy. If I have a few more minutes, I might sit down and meditate for maybe 10 minutes. And really all that's doing is it's just simplifying what I have going on inside so that I can think, okay, simple food in, less work for my body.
Sure.
If it's less work for me to process,
right,
then what it's doing is it's actually freeing up more energy to think better. It's freeing up more energy to have conversations like this. It's allowing me and you, because I see it, you work 12 hours a day, every day. If your body is working too hard in between all of that to try and process something that you put in it that really just shouldn't be there, then at hour 8, you're dead in the water. You're burnt out. You've got a headache. You're tired. You want to go take a nap. But quite the opposite is true when you go, okay, no, simple in means simple out.
Yeah.
It's very easy for your body to digest. It's very easy for your body to assimilate. And then all it's done is it's compartmentalized in this one portion of our life, which is our diet. And it's creating more time for everything else in our lives, which is, we want to have really cool conversations with people around their health. We would like to produce the highest quality product that we could possibly produce.
Yeah.
And what that means is simplicity as well. Because, if you're going out and you're trying to create this, this mainstream thing, there's so much that goes into it. You get bogged down, you get overwhelmed in the process of creating it. Whereas if you think about it the same way as what you're consuming, the easier it is for you to produce. Usually what we find is the better it is for you.
Yeah.
Because there's less involved with it. So it's freeing up more energy to think and do the things that we want to do.
For sure. And when you were talking about the breath work and meditation part, that's going to get in. I don't do breath work or meditation. I probably should do at least a little bit. I do some meditation in the morning. I want to take that back. But to think more clearly by doing breath work and some meditation will then lead you maybe to making better decisions about what you're consuming at the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Instead of making that like snap choice
Totally.
to grab the burger.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm hangry.
Yeah.
My body's, it's lacking in sustenance because honestly, everything I've put into it today, it's overworked itself to get me to this point, and now it's just like, you just need to put something in me.
Yeah.
And so instead of me, going and getting a salad or making a salad or doing something that might take a little bit more time to actually put together, but is more simple for your body to use, you don't have that. You don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
You're just like, what's in front of me? Okay, I'm going to consume that.
Right. Totally.
And it doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
You're just going to consume it because
I need to fill my stomach with something.
100%.
Yeah.
And it is going to make you feel better in that moment because now you're not hungry anymore.
For a little bit. Yeah.
But then 20 minutes, 30 minutes down the road, you're sitting in the restroom, or you're driving down the road wishing you were sitting in the restroom.
Yeah. It's just good.
It just, long term, simple is better.
Man, and the people that are on the go, they're on the road daily.
Yes.
We both used to do it.
Absolutely.
It actually becomes really difficult 5 days a week to be organizing your eating schedule, what it is that you're going to be eating, when you're going to eat it. And then a lot of times for a lot of these people that are on the go, they're just like, screw it.
Yeah.
Let's get Chick-fil-A. It's right here.
It's cheap. It's easy.
Fast.
It's fast.
And it's hot.
Yeah.
And it's hot.
Yeah.
So it just kind of sucks because you're almost screwed. Almost.
Yes. Almost.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because there's companies like you who have that exact same recipe, which is fast, fairly inexpensive, and hot if you want it.
Yeah.
But instead of it being cheap, bad for you, and fast, it's everything else that you want, but then it actually makes you feel better when you consume it.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's going to be really cool about the new sandwiches that we're coming out with. Forza Italian sandwiches. Because we'll be able to get into that world, that fast lunch world.
Correct.
You'll be able to call yours in or go online and order ahead a sandwich. We're not going to be everywhere like a Burger King, but at least we can start that process where we can provide, at least in Lantana and eventually in Boynton Beach, that sandwich that you're looking for at lunch. And it's going to be fresh baked bread, the most amazing bread, focaccia, fresh baked and toasted. And then just all fresh ingredients after that.
Yeah.
So, it's a little bit more expensive, but you're paying for that fresh product again.
Right.
And I'm excited to get into that world because it's just like all the fast lunch places, all the mainstream ones are just not, it's just not good food. It's just no longer, we have to take them out.
Yeah.
Everybody that's like us in 2023 on the come up, fast, healthy food at a good price. We need to take these dudes out. This old guard.
Yep.
Of restaurants that it just doesn't need to be there anymore. We can produce something better.
Truly.
So, and then let's get into the probiotic. So the probiotic, there's two things that I think that we need to really harp on with the probiotic. One, it makes your stomach feel better. So if you have stomach problems, you should start trying out our fresh probiotic beverage, WILLY's OG Sparkling Probiotic, because it's one of those products that can really change your stomach if you consume it, not necessarily on a daily basis. You don't have to drink it on a daily basis, but at least start trying it out maybe once or twice or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Just to see what it makes your stomach feel like.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So what's it do for you, for your stomach?
For me, it does a couple of things. If for whatever reason I am really hungry, but I don't have time to stop and eat, I can drink a sparkling probiotic. And
You said that before.
what it does is it interacts with everything I have going on. It settles my gut down. When my hunger feeling actually goes away, I have a little burst of energy because there is a little bit of sugar in it, but it's good sugars. It's not highly processed. It's not super refined or anything like that. It's 100% organic, unprocessed cane sugar. So, you know, when you're talking about something that gives you energy, there's only a couple of things that fall into that category. And you're looking at caffeine, sugar,
Yes.
or some type of combination of those two things.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a moment in my life in the morning where I'm thinking, okay, I want a boost for my day. I go to caffeine. But if I'm going to drink something that's caffeinated, I'm going to drink something like WILLY's Cafe Coffee.
Yeah.
Or WILLY Cafe Coffee. Because why? It's lower in acidity, because it's super fresh. It's less processed, and it's not gonna make me feel jittery.
No.
It's not gonna give me a headache. I don't feel like 2 hours later I'm gonna crash, so I need to have another cup right away.
No.
All it does is it just makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's exactly.
And it gives me energy.
I've never gotten a headache from drinking our coffee.
No.
And it's never made me crash.
Absolutely. And I'm someone who's extremely, you can ask my wife and she'll tell you the same thing. If I drink anything caffeinated, within 30 minutes, I'm hyper, I'm jittery, I'm anxious.
Yeah.
And when I drink your coffee specifically, I don't get that.
Right.
Which tells me immediately, I go back to, okay, I consume this. How does it make me feel? Makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So for me, the sparkling probiotic sits in its own category of things like that. Say it's 10 or 11 o'clock. I haven't eaten breakfast yet because I don't have to eat breakfast every day. I usually don't actually, but I'll consume this probiotic. It settles everything down. I have more mental clarity. I have more energy, and I can feel good about what I put in me. The next thing that it's doing is it's actually setting the stage for whatever I'm going to eat next.
Yeah.
So now it's making me feel good in the moment.
True.
And happy about that because I just consumed something that I know is hyper local and hyper fresh. But then I'm also happy knowing that when I do decide to sit down and eat lunch, or when I'm getting ready for dinner, whatever it is that I'm going to consume next, the probiotic is already working in my gut. It's working in my intestines. It's setting the stage so that whatever comes in next has the best chance of being optimized.
Yeah.
And those, I would say, that would be the two major things that comes to mind when I think about why I would choose to drink the sparkling probiotic versus, you know, another beverage.
I love the fact that it can curb your appetite, the sparkling probiotic that we're now making. And I think it's also a very good point that it can get you ready for the next things that are coming that you're going to eat. And whether those are naughty or really good.
Yes.
You might even feel more inclined to eating something that's a little bit healthier for you after you drank the probiotic. You might be like, I'm on a good streak. I'll drink a probiotic. Maybe I should just go grab a salad.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to really feel good. What I want from all of this, all these products that we make, is especially the sparkling probiotic. What I want is for people to just understand that even for a day, if they chose a couple of things that we got and just chose to do this for a day, maybe eat like an acai bowl, grab a probiotic beverage, grab a green juice, and then maybe later on eat a salad that day, dang, you are going to feel so good.
So good.
Your stomach's going to feel great. You're probably going to sleep better that night.
Guaranteed.
And then the next morning, you're going to wake up and you're going to be rested and your stomach is not going to be upset. And you can live this life every single day if you wanted to. It just
100%.
It just takes these like decisions. And basically what it came down to for me was this. It came down to me starting this company and having all these products around. And then me finally being like, just consuming these products, maybe a day or two, you know, here, a day over here. Today I just didn't have enough time to really make a big dinner. So I just maybe drank a raw juice, or I was drinking a smoothie that day, and I just didn't have time to even really eat a huge meal.
Right.
But then I was like, oh my gosh, my stomach feels great.
Right.
And that's what it took.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I was starting to understand, ultimately, it is all about what you're putting in. And then it's all about how your stomach feels. It's going to affect your anxiety. It's going to affect your brain clarity. It's going to affect your sleep. So it's all about what is going into your body, what you're consciously deciding to put into your mouth and eat, and then go down in your stomach and digest. That's going to start this big process of things that are going to happen in your body.
Yes.
And those things can either be super calm,
right,
or chaotic.
Totally.
Which then it is so simple. And then it just will lead to other things. Having anxiety or not.
Yeah.
Having brain fog or not. Being able to think clearly and stay on task or be productive.
Right.
Not be lazy. Maybe choose to work out or not. Be active or not. And then whether or not you're going to have a good night's sleep. Whether or not you can go to sleep.
100%.
It's like this chain reaction.
Absolutely.
And when you finally figure it out, for me, it took 35, maybe like late 30s to really start to understand all this stuff and understand what I was doing for just me personally. Don't worry about anybody else. It's like down to the one person.
Absolutely.
Then you're going to figure it out for yourself. And you can choose, doesn't necessarily have to be with WILLY Cafe, but you can choose the products that go in completely, and then you can choose how you want to feel. And then we can provide you with other products that are just going to make you feel crazy good.
Absolutely.
So I think it's just going to be a lot of communication around. I think we got to really start talking about the probiotics way more, because I was one of those people that didn't know a whole lot about it. About consuming like kombucha style products, like products that are like a beverage or any type of thing that we can eat or drink that has probiotics in it, going to help us and help our stomachs. So what do you think that our biggest task is when it comes to introducing this product to the market? What are we gonna what's gonna be our main hurdle?
I feel that our main hurdle is going to be getting out there, because even as we speak right now, there are so many products. Everything. I mean, if you were to look in your fridge here, you have 15, maybe 20 different products for people to choose from. None of them even have our name on it. And we carry these products because at this very moment, they are some of the best products that we can find. Mm-hmm. But if you read the label on the back, they're not good for you.
No.
And so if you can take something like that really isn't good for you anyways, but it's still on some level making you feel better.
Sure.
And then take that to the next step, where now not only is this product truly good for you and making you feel good, but now it's like, okay, how do I put it in front of your face?
Yeah.
So how do I differentiate my product from the rest of them? And I believe that what we're doing right here, having these simple conversations, just down to earth, it's not complicated.
No.
Honestly, food is fuel.
Yeah, for sure.
If you think about your vehicle, if you go to the cheapest gas station every time and you fill up, you're going to get less gas mileage. You're going to have more car problems. You're going to constantly be going in and out of the shop. It's going to be the exact same thing as when you're putting not very good fuel into you.
Yep.
Versus when you go to the high-end fuel place, it costs a little bit more. In general, it's really not very much of a difference in cost comparison.
No.
It's just slightly more expensive. But in the long run, what you're putting into your vehicle or your body you're gonna get so much more enjoyment out of it. I tell people all the time when they ask, they're like, well, why would I spend more money to buy organic versus not organic?
Sure.
And my answer to them is the exact same every time, which is you're going to pay for your health no matter what. You're either going to pay for it on the back end, and you're going to live a miserable life, and you're going to be low energy, you're going to feel crappy, you're going to have all of these health problems, or you're going to pay for your health up front, like I choose and you choose to do, where I'm spending the money anyways, whether it's in old age or young age. But now I get to spend the money up front. I get to know exactly what I'm paying for.
Sure.
And I get to utilize that. So either way, I'm going to be paying for it.
Yeah.
I would so much rather live my life happy and, stress-free.
That's a good point.
With very few health problems, because, we're humans. Everybody, things happen sometimes. There's absolutely nothing you can do in life that's going to prevent everything from happening. But 90% of it is what you consume.
Yeah. I think that's a maturity thing too.
Absolutely.
But it's also, like we were chatting about before, it's also mildly evolutionary, okay? And I think that we're evolving pretty quickly because of the technology that we have. So we have access to this technology. That's just, we're just getting fed all this information.
Yeah.
So I think that pretty quickly we are advancing our thought, and our thought naturally is like, we know what chips and candy and all the stuff in the middle of the aisles of the grocery store that are made in a factory that are just like, what the hell is this even meant? Of course it's delicious. It's built that way.
Right.
Right? It's made by these companies to be tasty, but it's just absolutely awful for us.
It is.
And so I think it's really fun to take these amazing products, these fresh products, vegetables, fruit, organic, whatever, and then maybe combine them or just utilize that one thing by itself and give it out to the public and to the consumer in its best format, its most simplest format. And we can make, there's ginger ale in the fridge, bubbly ginger ale made in a factory, and you look at the ingredients and they're not good.
No.
But I think now we have the technology and the interest to make a product that is equally as, there's no reason why we can't have things in cans that taste just as good as that ginger ale that are also extremely healthy for us. Yeah. I don't understand why so far we don't have more products like that are delicious and really good for us in the can, ready for us in the fridge.
Yep.
And I think that's where we're going to fill the gap.
And that's what I enjoy so much about the sparkling probiotic that we're making is everybody who drinks it, they're like, if it's someone who likes soda, they're like, oh my gosh, this is like a healthy soda. Yeah. If there's someone who wants to drink a beer, they're like, oh my gosh, this is like a healthy beer. It's an NA. Yeah. It kind of meets everybody in the middle of the road with healthy, it tastes good, it's got good ingredients. And if we can just stick to those 3 guidelines with everything that we're producing, there is absolutely no reason why we can't have a can of ginger ale that's actually good for you.
Right. And I think that what we really need to do is figure out a way. This is way down the road, not way down the road, but hopefully as soon as possible, that we can really provide these products to the absolute masses and just figure out a way to get extremely healthy things to way more people.
And honestly, I think that this is where we're at.